Welcome to the Double the Sparkles podcast. That was a TikTok Jesus was watching. I don't know why.
Jojo. Is that a JoJo reference?
Wow.
Wow.
Anyway, do you want to tell them what this podcast is about? I don't know if you know.
No, you never told me anything.
Okay, so basically, I graduated from community college. Cheering noises.
Yay.
Ooh. Clap.
Um,
Thank you. I don't know if you heard that, but since I graduated from community college with my Associate of Arts, I wanted to tell you my experience. I don't know if this will be interesting to you, but it's my experience.
What's your experience?
I don't know if this is going to be like a back and forth podcast type of thing, or it's mostly going to be me talking, I guess.
I can weasel my way in with some Animal Crossing at the very end.
Of course you can. Anyway, I wrote down notes, so let's just jump into it. Thank you. Okay, so let me take you back to the beginning when I was in high school. Now, I actually really liked high school. Like, the high school I went to was really nice, and the people I met were pretty nice. And the idea of college was never really exposed to me. Like, my family was never like, you're gonna go to college and get a job. I mean, some of them were like that, were like, the, like, obvious next step for me was to go to college. Like, I kind of hate that. Like, what are your thoughts?
I don't really know. Thank you for shoving it in my mouth.
Of course. What I mean is, like, as soon as you're graduated with high school, everyone is like, time to go to college.
Yeah, that was like what it was for me. Though I got out of high school way before you.
Now, to be honest, I didn't really like the idea of going to college because, I don't know.
I didn't do well in high school at all. I mean, grade-wise, I was great, but socially wise, I was a loner. So going to college, I made the mistake of being very social and not doing any work, like at all.
Yeah. Um, I think I was like, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Heck, being at the age of 26, even still, I am not that good at college.
Exactly, and I'm 21. So
Imagine a 20-year-old me going to college after getting out of high school and having all this freedom. It's horrible.
yeah. So the idea was never really exposed of college to me until like late to mid high school or like mid senior year. So my family basically decided that it was time for me to sign up for community college, even though originally I wanted to take a gap year to like decide what I wanted to do. But like they were like, no, you're gonna forget everything if you take a gap year, which is really dumb. Babe, you're just drawing on your phone. Thank you for listening to me.
I passively listen. I mean, what am I going to contribute right now?
I don't know. So, like, late high school, or like even out of high school, I applied for a community college in my area. Should I say which one or no?
I mean, you're already out of it. You're going to go back to me.
But you're going now.
And what are they going to do? Rob me?
Maybe.
Cool.
So anyway, I went to a community college because that's like the first step into like college, and like I thought it would be a smart first move, so I wouldn't spend all this money and be in debt for the rest of my life. And I started in fall of 2017, right after I graduated in 2017. So let me go through all my years in college. So my first year was pretty amazing because I think I was still in high school mode. Because, like, I had a positive attitude towards school. Like, I was excited to learn. And also my professors were really, really good. I remember one of them. My very first semester, I took sculpture, English, and U.S. government. U.S. government sounds really boring, but the teacher made it amazing. She was great. She was a great teacher. What?
Okay.
Someone text you or something? Thank you for engaging in this conversation. Stop it. Okay. Thank you for showing me these drawings. That JoJo music was for a TikTok of like drawings of like buff dogs and stuff. And Jesus is just gonna keep watching TikToks on silent mode while I'm talking, which is very, very. You're engaging in this conversation, I can tell.
What am I gonna have? This is your high school, your college experience, not mine.
I know, but you were there for most of it.
No, I was there for what, 3 years? Wait, that's all, most of it.
You were there for like 2. When did we meet?
3 years ago.
2 years ago.
3 to me.
Basically 3.
Yeah. Well, we weren't dating, but I met you.
Yeah. Okay. So Jesus and I met like late 2017. Is that right?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
I met you in August.
Yeah, like August 2017. And that's when I started school. Because we both worked at Dollar Tree. Anyway.
Good job telling everybody where we used to work. Now they're gonna go out there and look for us.
No! No. That was a terrible noise, I'm sorry. Anyway. My second year, specifically my summer semester, was the worst ever. You were there for it. Like, okay, you weren't there in school with me, but you were there seeing firsthand how depressed I was.
I don't understand.
You remember?
You didn't show depression that well.
But I would constantly, like, literally, if I made, like, a small mistake, I would cry because I thought I was hurting you.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing in the past though.
Yeah, I've gotten over that, and I've learned from it, but, like, my second year is... I would describe it as, like... Because I was 20 then, I would describe it as, like, a kind of quarter-life crisis, in a way. Because... Like, okay, the problem with summer semester was, one, I had 2 classes I was taking during summer semester. The first was math, I believe, and that was at 8:45 in the morning, and I was tired. And then my second class was at, like, 4 at night, or, like, 6 at night. So I had, like, a 8-hour gap in between the day to do absolutely nothing, and it was a terrible, terrible schedule.
Yeah, you had a tendency to make very terrible schedules, but you did what you wanted, so.
That was the only time I made, like, that big of a mistake. And also, like, since it's summer semester, I didn't have much... I had a lot of time on my hands, so I had a job. But I don't... Would you describe it as me getting fired, or I quit, or what?
We left.
Kind of, but, like, okay, let me tell you the situation. Basically, I was working at a big corporation. Thank you. And they were saying I didn't have enough hours.
Oh, you're talking about that. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You were fired. Which means that you could have taken unemployment, but you didn't think about it.
Yeah. Basically, they were saying I didn't have enough hours, even though I was working 8-hour shift Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They said I didn't have enough, so they basically fired me. But I was a student at the time, and I couldn't devote any more time to this big corporation. So that was a mess. I saw that one. He's showing me TikToks.
Thank you for exposing me to the world.
Okay, on with college again. which is what this podcast is about. Anyway, you were there for me being depressed and, like, unmotivated and everything. Babe, can you stop watching TikToks?
I'm sorry. It's a cute dinosaur. They make a little dinosaur for a baby.
Making a dinosaur for a baby.
Watch.
That is cute. Babe, stop watching TikToks.
Why? I'm not doing anything over here.
You can, I don't know. You can back up my claims of how depressed I was. Thank you. And at this point, like, again with summer, like, I'm jumping all around, but, like, during summer, I would describe it as, like, my thriving season because I prefer, like, warmer, hotter weather, and being stuck inside doing classes I don't like and working a job that's not great made me a little sad. And also, during this time, I was debating whether continuing on with college was even worth it. Thank you. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. What are you doing? Don't read my notes. I have terrible handwriting. But
Yeah, I can't read your notes.
yeah. So what are you trying to? Okay. Basically, what was going through my head was having an art degree would be a waste of time because art
Is dead.
art is kind of dead, and also it's not the same as, like, if you get an engineering degree, you have more options to get into a job, but if you have an art degree, you literally, you're kind of self-employed in a way. But, like, it doesn't help you. Yeah. That was going through my head my second year and my third year, and even some this year. Like,
Well, I blame mostly on family members forcing you to try to do what they want to do instead of what you wanted to do. If you have a job that you really like and you can do it very well, then by all means pursue it. Despite what people tell you to do, always try to go for what you like, not what people like.
yeah, that's another problem. My family was, like, really pressuring me to finish up community college so I can go to a real college. Like, I remember at my 2-year point, I had not gotten enough credits to graduate yet, and they were kind of pressuring me in a way that's, like, they were kind of mad at me for taking more than 2 years. Thank you. He was taking a thermometer and acting like it's a sword. Anyway. Would you like to say something? Thank you. Anyway, my family was pressuring me to finish college faster so I could move on to a real job or, like, a real college, because community college is kind of seen as, like, a lesser version of college, which it is. But, like,
I don't know. You went through more years of school than I have, and that's saying a lot.
okay, thank you. But yeah, that wasn't helping. And also, including that, I had some bad professors. Like I mentioned that math teacher I had before, she was awful. She barely taught, and most of her work was, like, online or in a book. My geology teacher, which I was really excited about, I'm peeking on my mic, I'm sorry. Anyway, my geology teacher, which I was super excited to take, she was awful. Like, all she did was read notes off her PowerPoint, and it was super boring.
I thought geology was gonna be fun.
Yeah, I thought geology was gonna be fun.
I should take geology.
Yeah, but don't take my teacher. I don't even think she works there anymore. Thank you.
No problem, Todoroni.
Yeah. But let's move on to my last year, which is my third year, which is the year I graduate. It was an improvement. I was actually enjoying classes more, and and my family was putting less pressure on me to graduate. Like they kind of stepped back a little bit. Like I would remember like almost every week my family would one of my family members would ask like what's next, what's next, what are you gonna do. I don't I don't think this
Expose them.
yeah I don't think
Spill
this
that tea.
yeah spill that tea. They were like I don't think this degree plan is gonna work for you. I think you should go into business or like something like that. And even now I remember my should I say which family member?
I mean, you only have to.
Yeah. So basically, my grandma, she called me like 2 weeks ago and she was like, congratulations for graduating, but I would feel more comfortable if you went to college to like get a stay at home job, like a computer job. She would, my family would say, like, I would feel more comfortable with you doing this, or I would feel more comfortable if you, you did this.
So what you decide you want to do. I mean, you can as an art degree student, you have the ability to do exactly what your grandma's saying right now. Selling stuff like you created. So you're practically already doing what you need to do. You just haven't started.
Yeah. And even okay, she called my mom a few days ago, like I told you about this. She was offering me up a stick blender to make soap with, but I already told her I got my own stick blender. We literally just went to Target to get a stick blender. Excuse me. But she called back and she was like, "I have a stick blender for you." And I was like, "I don't need it." And I overheard her on the phone and she was like, "This is probably the best for Rachel since there's no jobs available right now because we're in the Backstreet Boys concert time."
What?
Okay, I've been watching Game Grumps and they call what's the Corona, they call it the Backstreet Boys concert.
I don't get it.
Because Backstreet Boys were going to get back together and do a concert tour.
That does not clear that up.
Either way. So, if you give your family enough time, they'll eventually come around. But, like, if you try, I don't know.
The source of the problem is definitely with the grandma. Out of everybody else, all the other ones follow what the grandma does. So it's like monkey see, monkey do. A lot of the pressure comes from other family members because they listen to one person. And they're like, well, this person raised me, obviously do what they say. And I gotta tell you one thing, just no matter who raised you, no matter where you grew up and stuff like that, if you just do whatever someone tells you to do, then you're never gonna grow your own opinions. You're never gonna grow at all. Let's be honest. You're gonna be them, not you.
Exactly.
That's why I idol Waluigi, because he does his own things.
Yeah, I like Waluigi too. Let me see. Okay, so my last semester came around and I had only electives. I immediately signed up for like a drawing and a watercolor class because I like drawing and I could use some improvement in my drawing, and I signed up for watercolor because I thought it would be fun. I didn't really like watercolor that much, but drawing was amazing. But in addition to that, my family, or specifically my mom, she was like, sign up for a business class so you know what to do if you want to run your own business. And I was like, okay, I would prefer like a marketing class or like somewhere or like
Grow a business.
yeah, like that. But I signed up for business principles and personal finance. Personal finance was kind of a nightmare. I mean, both were kind of a nightmare because I had the same teacher for both, and she was kind of bad. She would basically just like present the PowerPoint and tell us to write down notes. And when whole Backstreet Boys concert came around, we were working from home, and we just like wrote down notes from a PowerPoint, and it was really boring, and I hated it. And I didn't even learn that much. Like I learned like about finance plans, like what you want to do for the future, like how much you want to save up for what you want in the future, and also like I learned a lot about stocks and bonds, which I don't want to invest in right now. And in the business course, we basically learned how to run a big corporation, which I don't want to.
Well, you could take the studying from large corporations and reduce it down to a smaller.
Yeah, but still. Anyway, my last semester was pretty fun, but now I'm done, and yeah.
Is there any regrets that you have that you should have done during college?
I wish I made more friends. I made 2 friends. They were Chase and Benjamin. I don't know if they mind me saying their names, but like,
You didn't quote last names.
yeah. But still, I wish I made more friends. I wish I took the advantage of making friends, because I remember like really enjoying talking to people in some classes, but we just never saw each other again after the class was done.
It's college. You're not going to see those people after you're done with it. As much as people say, "Hey, college is the year you're going to make permanent friends," that's not true. You're there to learn, not to socialize.
With community college, at least. Also, I never got the college experience of like living in a dorm and like being in close
University.
yeah, university or whatever. I never really got the experience of living in a dorm, living close to the college, being able to walk to all your classes. Like, even though my campus had student dorms on campus, they had like an apartment complex where students could live. I never lived there. I never went there. But I thought it would be fun if I could, but I don't want to anymore.
Oh, let's go live at a university so that I can go to class and you can look at me out of the window while I leave, and I'll be doing like dances.
That would be fun. But let me tell you one thing that like, okay, this was like, let me think about which semester this was. I think this was fall 2019. This was fall 2019. I took a psychology class. And one assignment was we had to take a test on our, like a personality test. It was a specific one. And it was like the one with the letters and stuff. And my personality is ISFJ, which means I'm an introvert and stuff. Look it up. But I kind of had a realization, because basically with the personality test, they give you like a recommended job you would be good at. And since I'm an introvert and I like care about people, my recommended profession was nurse.
That doesn't make sense. Nurses have to be extroverts because they talk to people and socialize.
Either way,
That's okay. So from what I learned is that personality test is not 100% accurate at all.
yeah.
You're not. It's not going to come out perfectly like you, and there's a big reason why. I took the test as well because Rachel asked me to, and it got some things correct on me, but other things were absolutely incorrect. And that's why I told Rachel, because after evaluating her on her own personality and telling her exactly who she is, it was way different from what she got on her test. Because a test is just a set combination of things. There's no real flexibility in it. There's just going to be general. Wasn't when I got my test back, it was like something totally different from what I was.
Yeah, kind of. I think from what I remember, my personality aligned with your test results.
Yeah, we got nearly the exact same kind of results, even though we're totally different people.
Yeah.
And that's because you can't tell someone who they are through a test. That's just not how that works. You gotta personally know them and see how their personality is. I think from years of me studying personalities and things that qualities of people, because I was really interested in that. I could tell you that you're not suitable for a nurse. I'm suitable for a nurse, but you are more suitable for. Oh jeez, you're gonna hate it when I say it too.
What is it?
Receptionist.
I mean, I don't think you're wrong.
I would say, and she hates it because it's the best job she's suited for, and that's cashier. Not generally talking to people, but enough communication with people to get their day by. Yes, it's a lot of contact with people, but not enough to be a like a social butterfly.
I kind of get that, but like,
The reason why you're so good at it is because it's the only job you've ever actually taken. And what I think that you need to do is because if you want to, you're gonna be a cashier no matter what you do in your life, not because what you think, but because if you decide you want to sell things to people, guess what you become?
cashier.
If you ever want to have a big business, what's part of that business?
Cashiering other people to cashier. I don't know.
Training other people to be cashiers. Your job revolves around being a cashier because that's the best set thing for you. Now, you may not like it, but that was because you're being run by someone else. Now, if you had more free range to do what you want to do and be more comfortable with how you were a cashier, you will actually end up liking it. That's like growing up eating broccoli. At first, if someone forces you to eat broccoli, you're going to be like, I hate it, I don't want to eat it. But if you take the time to actually eat it by yourself and having that change, you're like, you know what, broccoli's not that bad. Maybe I was just wrong when I was younger. For me, that's what cashiering is for you. You didn't like cashiering because you were so restricted, you couldn't do anything but be a cashier. Now, if you're going to have a business and you want to sell your art and sell your dolls and stuff like that, or if me and you open up a business to sell knickknacks and stuff that I actually think that you would like, then that's going to be something where you're going to be like, yeah, I can be a cashier because it's not a lot of work. I'm doing what I want to do, and the real work is coming from what I've done already. Now I'm just sitting here relaxing and selling my stuff. It's a different experience, even though it's the exact same kind of occupation.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting into. Like, I realized through the personality test, like, diagnosis. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I kind of realized through the personality test diagnosis that I'm on the right path for what I want to do. I don't have to do what other people tell me to do. Like, I don't have to do what this test tells me to do. I don't have to do what my family tells me to do, in a way.
Well, a big thing is the test is not always wrong, but it's also not always right. I think that you could possibly be good at nursing, and you may actually find a hidden talent. But I don't see it as something that you're going to enjoy, really. You're going to do it, and you're going to be like, yeah, but it doesn't feel fulfilling. For me,
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to be a nurse at a
You want to be a psychologist?
well, I want to be a psychologist first. Then I did want to be a caretaker for a nursing home. And, generally things that help people develop their personalities, help people develop their own, identities and stuff like that. That's a big thing for me. But I also do care about people. As much as I don't show it because I'm a big asshole. Sorry. I do care about people.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, yeah. Because you're a sweet person. But as a Gemini,
He's a Gemini.
I am two-faced. As I like people, I like to talk to people, but I also don't like talking to people because people annoy me.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing for me because I'm a Gemini. I'm not blaming some horoscope crap on anything, but it's very clear and very blatant that I am just a duality of in a person.
Yeah.
Like how Rachel's a Virgo, and I love to mess with her like a lot. At the point where she thinks I'm an Aries.
Yeah, we always joke that we're like the Jenna and Julian of our relationship. You're sometimes an Aries.
Yeah, I have the personality of all the other hidden things on the chart.
Anyway,
I've even been told by a couple of friends that I sound like a Taurus.
Taurus. I don't know.
Because I have a lot of friends who are born in May, and so they're all Tauruses, and they're like, yeah, you sound like you're a mixture of all different kind of personalities.
You're probably a rising Taurus or something. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I don't actually know what an Aries is. I don't know what Aries is in July, right?
Aries is the first sign. Hold on.
I don't think we need to turn this podcast into a...
Hey Google, Hey Google, when is Aries season?
March 29th, 2020.
It's in March. I should have known that. That was Julian's birthday.
I don't know. It's whatever.
It was okay. Julian's birthday was either in March or April. I forgot. But either way, Aries are kind of chaotic and stuff. They're chaotic and sporadic, kind of. I don't know.
They take pleasure in discord. Think of like the Ares from mythology, the warrior. I believe. I don't know my Greek mythology.
Okay.
Or is it Greek or is it?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's what else. Anyways,
This one on a. So this one on a.
a tangent about personalities.
Yeah. Anyway, my college experience was overall okay. I wish I got more out of it than what I did. Like I wish I made more friends and stuff. I wish I went to more events to make friends and stuff. Thank you for reading my paper. Anyway, I think what's next for me is since we're stuck in the Backstreet Boys concert, there's not much I can do besides try and sell my stuff online, which we're actually about to make soap for the first time, like actual cold process soap.
You know, it's the actually good soap that's healthy and good for you.
Hopefully. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully we don't die.
If we do die, this is Slim Dark Lady.
Thank you.
No problem.
Do you want to add anything like what your college experience is like so far since you just started?
My college experience before I actually my current one was, I had went there in the mindset of being in high school, and having so much freedom to do whatever I want. I took that too far. I went to one class, one time, and then I got yelled at by the teacher because for some reason, all my pencils were gone, and I asked someone for a pencil, and she's like, do that outside of my class, not in my class. I was like, you know what? Okay.
That's rude.
Anyway, so she was like, oh, yeah, you better come here next time prepared, so I never came back. And then I met a lot of people. I was, like, sitting around a certain table for gamers and card players. They were playing, like, Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! And I sat there because I was like, okay, I like these people, but I don't know any of them. So I sat there for a couple of days, and I ended up sitting in this one seat that this girl was in, she calls her seat, and I didn't move because she didn't intimidate me, but everybody else was intimidated by her, and she just respected me for that. And so we got talking. And a lot of group of our friends were actually coming up from that. I do miss them, really, but I know they moved on already because it's been 5 years. But, so yeah, there's that. I spent a lot of my time just sitting there and playing video games.
That was at a different college, too.
Yeah, I can say it out loud because it's been about 5 years. I was back at Eastfield College in the Mesquite. It was an experience that I would not regret. I didn't go to classes. I made huge mistakes, but I met some people that actually made my life a little bit better and made my experience actually feel like an experience. I do regret one thing though, not keeping communication with these people. When I told Rachel not even that long ago, hey, when you're at college, you're there to learn. Mm-hmm. That's something I should have been doing, but I chose the whole aspect of communication and socializing because that's what I was lacking in a lot of my life. I didn't talk to people. I didn't like people because people made me sick at high school. I just didn't like people. People were all assholes. You know, to be fair, I was too, but they were more, as in they were stuck up. You know, for people in freaking ghetto, they were quite uppity about themselves. You know, you think that they would have some kind of humbleness growing up with families that are a little bit less sophisticated than the people I live around now. And not to throw shade, not to make it seem like everybody was trash, but hey, I did have a teacher who got arrested for sleeping with a lot of of high school students. So that's take what you will from that.
What was your college experience now that you've gone to a better one? And also,
Unfortunately, it was very short, but I did like it. I started really enjoying it, but as soon as the Backstreet Boys came back, it went downhill very fast.
what made you want to go back to college? Since
You?
yeah, what made me? What did I say to make you want to go back? Or do you remember?
I don't know. You just said that you wanted to have a better life.
No.
I wanted you to have a better life because I thought that you deserved it. So I decided I want to go back to school so I have a better job and be able to provide for you. But then again, I could probably do that without college, seeing as I learned by being in college that blacksmithing actually is a entry job. Because you have to start as an apprentice.
So, what's your plans for going into college, or like what do you?
I don't really know. I want to go, but my main thing is to learn some trades more than learn some like logistics. If that's even the correct word, I wouldn't know. I don't know how to spell. I don't know how to read.
You know how to read.
Hey, I'm what's his name?
What?
I'm 19 and I don't know how to fucking read.
Okay. Let me tell you one thing that I did enjoy, or like I wish I got more out of, was the art courses, because the campus we go to is considered the art campus, since there's a few around the area, or like outside of the area, that are like dedicated to like nursing and like other professions. This one is the art campus, and I took a lot of courses there. Like I took sculpture, which is really just foundry, and then I took an actual foundry class. Then I took ceramics, which I know I don't like ceramics, but that was still fun.
I think you did pretty good at ceramics.
I wasn't the main part of ceramics. It was cost, and also the clay was heavy, and also we were the main part of this class was working on the potter's wheel, and I figured out that I am not good at the potter's wheel.
Well, it's not like you have an at-home potter's wheel.
Yeah, but still, I'm not good at it.
I blame it all on Molly.
What? Okay. And at my final semester, I finally took drawing and watercolor. I wish I took a figure drawing class, because I like to draw humans, and I think figure drawing would help with that. And also they had printmaking and like other stuff, which was really fun. What are you doing?
I just noticed your boo-boos.
Yeah, I told you I had a boo-boo. Okay, I think we've gone on for almost 40 minutes. I think we're done.
Yeah. Okay, so the last part of the segment. New Animal Crossing news. We got Zucker.
Yay!
Yeah.
Kid finally moved out of our island. Freak off, kid.
I like Kid. I like him, but I hate him. Because I'm a Gemini.
Yes, you do.
And I hate Molly because Rachel likes her.
How dare you!
Only because Rachel likes her.
No, Molly is the best!
She's a stinky duck.
No, she's not!
She smells like pond water. She's been drinking that pond water.
No. No. She's a sweet little ducky.
No.
She's adorable.
No.
Okay, anyway. Any other news? Astrid and Frank are still there. I hate them.
Frank's okay.
Frank is dumb. I hate him.
You only hate him because he reminds you of your dad.
And also he's ugly.
Oh, he's not.
Yes, he
He's
is.
colorful. You like colors.
I like
He's a parrot. Are you saying you don't like parrots?
Parrots are okay, but Frank.
Okay, so Frank is okay because you like parrots, right?
Frank is dumb because his personality is boomer.
Is that the only reason why? Because you're talking about his appearance more than his personality.
No, I talk about he's a boomer constantly.
That's a lie. What did you bring up first?
He's ugly.
Okay, but you said he said he was a parrot.
Babe, I was the one that told you he was a parrot. You're like, no, he's a colorful eagle, and I was like, no, he's a parrot.
I was joking because he has a body type of an eagle. Okay, do you like Apollo?
Yeah.
You know Apollo is the exact same personality as him. So you just don't like him because you don't like him. You don't like him because he has a personality or his color. You just don't like him because he exists.
Exactly.
You're shallow.
Repeating the mic so much. Look at that.
Good, because we don't have that little fluffy tart on it.
Okay, are we done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay, wait, one last thing.
What?
Molly sucks.
Frank sucks.
Dick. Like Molly. Actually, Molly and Frank have been talking a lot. Like
Okay, let
they
me-
were across the river from each other, and Frank waved at her, and Molly was like,
Let me tell you. Okay, Jesus has been. Okay, Biff asked Jesus give you a new catchphrase, and Jesus said, "Call me
Flabbo.
Flabbo, Flabbo," and he was like, "Cool." And then his catchphrase started going everywhere, and now everyone is saying it. I was talking to Coco, and she was like, "How are you doing, Flabbo?"
And my nickname on the game is El Nacho.
Yeah, Freckles started it, I think.
No, it was
Charlie's. Freckles said it. I was on your account, and Molly was like, "Hi, El Nacho."
Oh yeah, 'cause she asked me if it was okay for me to call her for her to call me El Nacho, and I was like, yeah, go ahead. She's like, freaking finally.
Yeah. Babe, which do you like better, Molly or Freckles?
Molly.
Ha!
Freckles is just ugly.
No. She's really sweet, but she is kind of uggos.
I don't know any pink skinned ducks.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough Animal Crossing talk. I think it's time that we let it go.
Oh, now it's enough Animal Crossing talk, huh?
Because this podcast was about my college experience, not Animal Crossing.
It could always be about Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing is for... You can do another podcast dedicated to only Animal Crossing. Thank you. Okay, I think we're done now. We're gonna go eat lunch and make soap. I'll talk to you guys
At
later.
the same time.
No, that soap is toxic. Don't do that.
Yeah, you gotta eat it for responsibly, children.
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
Thank you. Okay, we're
In
gonna...
moderations.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna get going. We'll see you guys later.
I'm hungry.
Bye.
Bye.